All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Steve Malzberg Show. Sudan is in the news once again, and it's not for a good reason. Fighting spreading in southern Sudan, and the United Nations say is trying to move more peacekeeping forces in there to try to prevent a full-fledged, all-out ethnic civil war in the world's newest state. Now, our helicopter, which was there trying to get Americans out of the conflict area, was fired upon. We had one soldier hit. He was in serious condition. These were, now we're told, were Navy SEALs. He will be okay. Now the U.S. is thinking of sending in 150 Marines to secure the safe departure of Americans that are trapped there. Joining us now is a man who I first had the pleasure of meeting and speaking to, I don't know, over 10 years ago when I was at WABC Radio. Abang Deng is with us. He is, well, he's a refugee from Sudan. He was a victim of child slavery in Sudan, which is a whole other issue, which is something that is still a problem in many parts of the world. Slavery exists today, just that nobody talks about it because it's black-on-black slavery in parts of Africa. But Simon, great to see you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Move
here,
a little
Steve.
closer to the mic there.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Well, it's got to trouble you greatly to hear about and read about and know about what's going on back in your old country.
It is really very sad to the people of Sudan, and it is very disappointed to the people of the world in general that a country just got out from a civil war in which that everybody is supposed to be enjoying the dividend of peace in southern Sudan. And unfortunately, now we're seeing that the same groups, a ruling party, SPLM, now they are not able to govern themselves. They are not able to tolerate themselves. They are not able to compromise among themselves. And now they're putting the people of southern Sudan back to the situation where nobody is supposed to be in it. Everybody is demoralized. Everybody is paralyzed, and people of southern Sudan are really going into very, very difficulties at the moment we're speaking.
Now talk about, I mean, so what exactly is the problem? And if the worst fears come true, were they talking about a full-blown ethnic civil war, what will be the issues and who will be fighting who?
It is very unfortunately when we are talking about a nation got independent as one unit, as one peoples. Now we're talking about the tribal line and so on. Yes, indeed, in southern Sudan, most people in southern Sudan, they always pledge their allegiance and loyalty to their tribes instead of the nation. What happens on Sunday, it was not the issue of the tribal line, and it was not on the issue that the tribe going after. It was the ruling party, the SPLM, that the presidential guard are the one who fought among themselves, and we're supposed to be obtained and supposed to remain there in their unit. But unfortunately, the whole thing went out, and then people was being slaughtered in their house on a tribal line. And we're seeing it, and if nothing is not going to be done, of course, when you see your relative are being killed, and you are in uniform, what will be your reaction?
Sure.
You see your kids being killed, and you have guns in your side. What will you do? You're going for revenge. I'm saying enough is enough. We have to rescue the situation in which that the call have to be put out to all those whom are carrying guns, and to all those whom are making a movement. The movement of the troops and the movement of the army need to have to stop at the first place. And this is to those whom are involved in bringing these two parties together, because you cannot talk about bringing people together and then the troops are moving. Movement of the troops is the death of somebody. Movement of army from location to location, people are dying along the road. Let's do that, and here's an urgent call.
Is there anything that the world community could do? Is there anything the United States could do in your view?
Of course, the world community have, in my opinion, has moral obligations to rescue somebody who is not able to rescue himself. The world community can do a lot. When we talk about Southern Sudan as a nation, it didn't come by itself. It came on the results of the world community who was involved. It came because America in itself were the one who brought that country. In my opinion, Southern Sudan is an American baby. American now needing more than ever. In the first place, the Southern Sudan has been neglected by American administration. They walk away, they turn a blind eye, and hear the result. Because you cannot rescue somebody from the oceans, and then you reach to the short line and say that you are up to get up by, give him a CPR.
Right.
Let him walk on his feet. Southern Sudan is not able to walk
So
on
what
his
would you like to see the Obama administration do, or what would you have liked to have seen them do before this point?
The freedom in Southern Sudan today that the people of Southern Sudan have, and which is unfortunately is not the case now, it is an American legacy. How can you turn your back to somebody that you have rescued from drowning? How can you just pull him out from the water and then you said, you by your own?
So are you talking troops? Are you talking military support?
We don't need the military support.
Okay.
We don't need the military support at all. We need the influence of Americans, because they're the one who brought that peace to that country.
Right.
We need the influence of Americans to tell those guys, bring them together to say, what is your problem? And if need be, Americans have to have a say on the conflicts that are taking place between the two groups within one party. I'm talking about the SPLM. It is not the entire Southern Sudan.
Right.
This conflict, it was not created by everybody outside. It was created by those who happen to be in the government. Because you have a problem between the president and the vice presidents. It is between the president and the leaders of his own party. These are the people who fought the war together.
Right, right.
And now, for God's sake, these are the group who gone nut.
Yeah, we're talking to Simon Deng. He is a refugee from Sudan, survivor of child slavery. You spoke before the UN Human Rights Commission in Geneva back in March of '06. You launched the Sudan Freedom Walk. You are someone who's to really be admired. Just talk in the couple of minutes we have left. Talk about what you went through. I know you can't do it in 2 minutes, but people don't understand child slavery, and they think there's no more slavery anywhere in the world.
You know, for anyone who is talking about there's no more slavery in the world, that's sometimes absurd. A slavery that which is taking place today is not coming in the form of the slavery which used to be. Slavery come in different forms. Even from where we are here in New York, you get surprised if you can find 2, 3, 4 people, 10, 100 are being enslaved in a different way.
Right.
We are not talking about a slavery where you have to use
there's sex slaves.
There is so many,
sure,
yes.
Sure.
And come to the case of Africa in general. There are 2 countries where slavery is being practiced on a daily basis. Sudan is number 1, and Mauritania is number 2. And recently we have one of the Mauritanian activists who was working with us, was being awarded by the UN on his works on the slavery. At the time when the Mauritania used to say that, oh, slavery is not exist, and then they outlawed the slavery 1, and they outlawed the slavery number 2, outlawed the slavery number 3. If it doesn't exist,
why you need to outlaw
how you allow it number 3?
Yeah.
If the doctors have operated on a patient and the patient came back, and then the doctor went back and the same things again, then there is a problem which the doctor is not doing right. So slavery, it is there, exists. The only thing that we turn a blind eye and saying that, oh, slavery is the history of the past. Yet, of course, it's supposed to be history of the past, but it still exists up to today.
Simon, I could talk to you for hours. I hope you'll come back. Is there any website or anything you want to promote, or where people could reach you at all?
Absolutely. No, I don't have one particular website I can call, but I can come anytime to where I can inject it, my voice on to rescue the situation in Southern Sudan.
People could email us here at the Steve Malzberg Show, and we give that address out very frequently, and I could always put people in touch with you. Simon Deng, thank you so much for coming up. It's always great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure. All right, folks, when we come back, we're going to be joined right here in the studio by Michael Myers. He's president of the and executive director of New York Civil Rights Coalition. Lots to talk about with him. Don't go away. Steve Malzberg Show, Newsmax TV and radio.